Body Language and Effective Communication 2-in-1 Bundle. The complete guide on facial expressions and communication skills to analyze people on site, improve your persuasion skills and social skills. Written by Self-Discovery Academy. Narrated by Lyle Clay Willson, Zachary Zaba. Copyright year 2019, production date 2019.
Body Language, the ultimate guide on facial expressions to understand the secrets and proven techniques on how to analyze people effectively on site in minutes. Training for business and sales. Written by Self-Discovery Academy, narrated by Clay Willson. Chapter 1. Body Language Signals You Must Know. How to read body language, that is to say, that part of nonverbal communication that accompanies, strengthens, and often changes the meaning of a verbally transmitted message. This part of the communication is indeed very important in human relationships, both those that occur in the workplace and those that take place in private life. In particular, it takes on an important part in the relationship between men and women, since the language of the female body is different from the language of the male body. To best perform the interpretation of body language, help can come from proxemics, a discipline that studies precisely the distances within relationships of closeness. Would you ever think that flirting could be the subject of a scientific discipline? This article is intended to be nothing more than a practical guide to the reading of body language, signs of attraction, and more generally, nonverbal language. If you are nodding your head and sitting with the body leaning forward, it is very likely that the topic interests you, so keep reading. How to read body language. The first thing to say when talking about nonverbal communication is that it is very difficult to decipher because the language of the body is not an exact science. However, there are some signs that quite surely can be associated with a precise meaning. For convenience, scholars usually group signals of body language into groups and subgroups that refer to the parts of the body they belong to. We, too, in our practical guide to body language, will use this type of subdivision. The parts of the body that we will analyze are the following: eyes, mouth, head, arms, hands, handshakes, legs and feet, and personal space. If you're moving your head quickly, you're probably quite impatient to read what follows, and then, well, here we go. Eyes. The eyes have an enormous importance in our body language. Just think that the human being is able to establish a visual contact with another human being even 100 meters away. There is also a close relationship between the eyes and the brain. Looking right is typical of someone in a creative phase, whereas looking left is usually to do with memory. Here's a possible reading of some signals that we send to others, or that others send to us, through the eyes. Looking to the right indicates creating, fabricating with the imagination, also in the sense of lying. If down, it may mean that the person is drawing on his inner feelings or that he has feelings. Looking left means using memory, remembering, recovering facts. If upwards, they indicate security and certainty. Direct visual contact when speaking indicates honesty. They can also be flaunted by liars who know they are lying. While listening, it indicates interest, attention, sometimes physical attraction. To open the eyes is a sign of interest, even of a sexual kind. Rubbing your eyes or an eye indicates stupor, disbelief, disturbance, in some cases boredom or need of sleep. Raising your eyes to heaven can mean resignation and or frustration. Dilating pupils may indicate excitement or desire in some cases. Fluttering eyelashes may indicate excitement or agitation. If the eyes are fixed, this can indicate concentration or, when facing someone, hostility. Raising the eyebrows or just one eyebrow corresponds to a friendly greeting when the action is short-lived, flash eyebrow. If the eyebrows remain raised longer, this indicates surprise, fear, perplexity. Winking indicates complicity. Mouth. The mouth is associated with many signals of body language.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?